A very good evening to all of you. Thank you for taking time to join us for the showcase series. This is the third episode here. We have Tameesh with us, who's the founder of Fixit. We had one session with him earlier. Nupur and Tameesh had come on our very first episode, where we talked a lot about technicalities of their product and how they have done what they had done. So if you missed it, you can always go back and check on it on our YouTube link and on the pages that we are sharing on LinkedIn. Applied AI Association itself, the vision, mission, goal is to make sure that we are trying to educate as many as possible on AI, the do's and don'ts, the boon and the bane that it is. So there is a lot of material about what we are doing and what we are aiming to do for the society in terms of AI, in the way we are trying to curate this community. Please go read up from our website, AAIA global.com. So please go look up and you will be able to find more details there. And my page also on LinkedIn shares a lot of details. Welcoming Tameesh, thank you so much for agreeing to do this demo as a separate session. I think the first one was also quite interactive. In this one, how we plan to do this is we'll allow Tameesh to talk for the first 30 minutes. Let him take us through what they have done. And then we will start off with our Q&A round for 30 minutes. That's how we have configured this session. Over to you, Tamish.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Gayatri, for the introduction. Hey, everyone, this is Tameesh. I have Nupur with me, who is working on the sales for us, the founder of this product. So fundamentally, what we're trying to build is, let me first help you understand the problem statement that we're trying to solve, and then I can walk you through the product that we are trying to build. Uh, You'd be amazed to know about certain stats that I'm going to throw right now. Globally, in BFSI and real estate, about $1 trillion worth of products are sold on telecall. And 99% of these customer conversations are, some of it I've already explained in the last video, but because we have newer set of audiences, it'll make sense for us to be able to understand these stats first. 99% of these customer conversations or calls are not monitored. So companies spend billions on making sure that leads are converted, acquired, etc., but they don't know what's going wrong in these customer conversations. What can be improved to improve the sales? What kind of compliances are not being followed? What kind of overcommitment, mis-selling opportunities are being occurring in these customer conversations? And because it's a global number, all of these conversations are happening in multiple languages. So it's very humanly, it's very inefficient to monitor all of these. And you would have heard about this statement that this call is being recorded for quality and monitoring purpose. 100% of the times this call is recorded, but 1% of the time that's monitored and audited. So imagine companies don't know, it's a black box for them. This is exactly what Fixit is trying to do, wherein we monitor these customer conversations in 250 languages at 85 to 90% cheaper cost or lower cost than a human-based, human-driven process. And this process is so smart that it is 10x smarter than a traditional human-driven process. Because at the end of the day, for a human being to extract certain insights, for a 2 minutes call, it takes about 20 minutes to extract that information. Listening, writing, etc. The system can do that in 30 seconds. So this is what the fundamental problem we're trying to solve. We've been in the market for quite some time now, seen some ground level traction so far. And these are the different modules. I'm going to show you these modules, but these are the different modules that we are building or have built. A customer intelligence module that helps you understand anything and everything related to the customer. Upselling opportunities, pain points of the customer, buying signals from a customer standpoint, interest of the customer from that conversation. This module is very important for us to understand our customer better so that in the future sales and customer support calls, we are able to better position our product, better understand the customer, right? Because outcome is as good as understanding of the entire target audience. Second module is a revenue intelligence module that helps you understand, that gives you insights around how can you improve your revenue. how likelihood a certain lead is to be converted. What what different set of opportunities that existed in that call that could have been converted later. That's my revenue intelligence model. And the third module is around agent, wherein we are saying that what kind of processes were followed by these agents. Are they following proper processes? What processes are leading to certain, or what processes are leading to higher sales? What kind of overcommitment, mis-selling opportunities are occurring in these calls? And then there is a fourth module which acts as an umbrella on top of these three, which not just gives you insights, but also the recommendations on how do you improve the overall process, right? Uh, Again, not a sales pitch, but we have been able to sustain in the market because we are supporting the kind of language support that we're giving. Number one, it's a plug and play tool. You don't have to spend weeks, months on integrating with your existing flows, CRMs, or the dashboards. And we have the capability of providing on-prem solutions to the client as well. If let's say we are working with the HDFCs or ICICs of the world, they can't send their data outside their servers. So our models can be deployed in a containerized format in their servers, right? With this, I'll directly go to the product. Before I show you the product, let me show you how we set up the product. Because see, the analysis or output is as good as the input that you throw in. So one of the input is calls, which is the data. And the other input is the success criteria that you define as to what kind of output or analysis I'm expecting from these calls. So we have an admin portal, like how you see an admin portal in any of these websites, which helps you set up the product, right? If I go to the system configuration tab, it lets me define what kind of fatal errors or keywords am I expected to extract. I have the capability or freedom to define my processes, my compliances. For example, insurance, it's a high compliant industry. There are certain compliances that are supposed to be followed. So I can define all of those compliances for me. My customer intelligence module and certain moments. Moments could be as good as, let's say, there is a life-changing moment for somebody. If let's say I'm again selling an insurance product, because that's one industry we are closely working with. So I might quote examples from these insurance or BFSI sector mostly. The moments, if let's say I have a recent moment of childbirth. So if let's say these things are known to my agent who's selling me, it's a very powerful sales pitch they can make. Or if I'm able to extract that information, right? And then you have a capability of defining your own. I mean, if you are able to give your company description, product description, your selling, success criteria, deal breakers, etc. Once you set up this product, all you need to do is you need to integrate this product with your CRM solution. That's one of the options, a more mature option. But we also have an option if, let's say, a company is not big enough that they don't want to spend a lot of time on integration. We have an option of manually uploading the calls in form of a MP3 files, MP4 files, or a batch upload where you download an Excel from a CRM where you have the call link, all the other metadata from that account. You will be able to upload that Excel on this portal, and it will be able to extract all of that information and start processing and churning the data. Right? So it's as good as, let's say, I want to extract again, this is a different call altogether, but let me see. So it says, I'm just showing you how it works.
See, we are still
So it
seeing
will
why
start uploading the
customers
data.
love a screen. Tameesh, are you sharing something else now?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah. We were still on that. Why customers love a screen.
Are
Yeah.
you able to
Now we are
see?
able to see. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I think the entire admin portal was lost then. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Okay. I thought
So
you were
this is,
talking to that slide and explaining. I didn't realize. Sorry.
no worries, no worries. So I was saying this is an admin panel where you can set up your product. your scripts, your processes, your compliances, voice of customer moments. I just explained probability. I mean, what does your company do? Your product that you're selling, success criteria of a call, deal breaker in a call. All of the analysis that you see on the portal is going to be defined by these success criteria, what you see here and here. What I just did, I've uploaded a call right now. Now it is processing that call and it will be able to throw the output. But till the time it processes, currently the system is so scalable that at this point in time, we have a capability of processing 25,000 hours of conversations in a single day. And if you want to take it to 500,000, it's just a matter of adding more compute. We have built a system which is so scalable right now. But if you were to see what kind of analysis is thrown in the call or given in the call, I can probably go into one of the existing calls. So it starts from, why is this it says call is dominated by a client. This doesn't seem right. So it says the conversion probability is very less. It says the call seems a little off. From a script adherence standpoint, these were the pointers that were covered. It could not identify the buying signals or a conversion probability, but yet there was some conversation in the call, and it says 53% was the script adherence score, and what were the areas that were covered. It will tell you the exact chunk where that information was covered. It will be able to take you to the exact section of the call in the audio if you want to listen to that. There is an AI agent which gives you feedback. In this call, it was not able to derive any feedback because it didn't think there was a critical feedback to be given. But our AI module gives feedback to each and every call that you have. Okay. And it will be able to give you feedback based on the success criteria you've defined in this admin point. Then you have customer insights. What were the specific? There was no customer insight in these calls based on what you've defined. Compliances. On the compliances front, it tells you that these were the set of compliances that were followed or not followed, right? And what were the set of different moments that were defined? There were no defining moments in this call. Now, on the other front, other insights, what are the pain points of the customer, unresolved objections, buying signals? From an agent standpoint, what were the resolutions that were given from an agent standpoint in the call? Positive feedback, improvement suggestions, etc. Other than this, what we also have is a capability of talking to your call. So let's say if I want to extract some of these insights, like what was the name of the customer, I don't want to go through the entire call. That's why I was wondering why the demo is going as smooth as possible, because when you're giving demo, something or the other breaks.
Has to break.
But
Uh,
that's a law
Tameesh,
of demo.
are you
But
trying to play it for us? I mean, have you enabled audio at your end while presenting?
audio of the call,
No, when you're presenting, yeah, the call, whatever you're sharing, if you say share it with audio is when we will be able to hear, right?
no, we're not. I'm not sharing an audio. What's the name of? So it is going to give you the
Okay.
name of the customer, exact name of the customer.
Okay.
Okay, this is a dev link, but let me show that to you in the production. If let's say I want to say what's the name. So it says name of the customer is not explicitly mentioned in the provided context. What's the call about? So I have this capability of not just so investment portfolio, etc., right? Within few seconds, you're able to extract that information. The powerful thing is not just extracting this information from the call, but we have a capability of extracting this information from multiple calls at a time. Let's say you want to extract pain points across 10,000 calls over the last 6 months. So you just ask this module, uh, what are the top pain points for me across these calls over the last top 10 pain points for me across these calls over the last 6 months. So it will be able to give you that information in a moment. And what I just showed you was a detailed view of the call. We also have these dashboards, which is more relevant for senior folks, uh, wherein you can see graphs, charts at a broad level across different product categories, different products in a company. So yeah, till the time this is loading up, I'll take a pause and see if you have any questions so far. I know I've been speaking a lot, but happy to answer questions so far.
I have a question. You had mentioned that you know you highlighted about on-prem installations. Do you see more and more of your clients requesting on-prem option to put these things in place? If so, what is your take on that? Why do you think they are? Is it because of any concerns that they have in keeping it in the cloud? What is the concern?
I think on-prem solution is a factor of when you don't want to share your data, and that's going to happen mostly in the on the with the enterprise client.
So do you see a trend that's happening where more and more people are asking for an on-prem storage?
It's not a question of trend, it's more of a question of size of the company. So if let's say we are working with the HDFC or United India Insurance, they are never going to share their data because they're being watched by these watchdogs like governing bodies like RBIs and IRDAs of the world. So they have a mandate not to share their data. So when there is a concern about secure sensitivity of the data that they have, because we are dealing with the direct customer data, then they ask for on-prem solutions. Otherwise, clients are happy to offload it to the vendor. They don't want to go into that hassle of managing big servers, maintaining those servers, etc.
Okay, thanks.
Does it also
Any,
work real time while the call is on? Right?
sorry, I'm going to stop
Does,
sharing so that I can also see people. Yeah.
my question is, does it also work real time while the call is on? Does this monitor the call and then offer feedback?
It does work real time, but see, post call analysis, there's no limit to the amount of information you can extract because the call is over. The context is complete, and you started a call and you ended a call. The objective of the call is met, right? In real time, the amount of information and the kind of insights or impact it will be able to create is very limited because it's a momentarily conversation moment. So, for example, right now I'm talking to you. Tech is there. The tech that we have, it can extract real time information to you, and it can also tell you what kind of. Just give me a second. My battery is running low. Yeah. So it can tell the in the real time what I was trying to say. It will be able to only extract certain piece of information. Right now I'm talking to you. I've not made the entire statement about the product. We've not discussed every aspect of the product, right? So it will be only be able to tell you, let's say, what kind of information Tameesh is saying. Is that a right information or not the right information? Plus, real-time analysis is a little expensive than post-call analysis, right? So the ROI of what they're spending versus what impact they're able to extract is something that companies are still pondering upon. So not a lot of clients are asking for a real-time analysis, but the tech is available.
Understood. Thank you. Thank you. The reason why I ask this is some calls get heated up, and then there will be situations where a supervisor has to chip in, right? For such situations, a real-time feedback would be really helpful rather than I read the customer first. That was the context behind my question. But I got the answer.
See, I'll tell you, one is something which looks sexy. The other is a real-time, real-world use case. Imagine you're selling something to the customer. You're having a conversation, there's something which goes off. And then there are people pinging or bugging you in a real-time situation when if let's say somebody pings me right now that this is not supposed to be done, this is supposed to be done, etc. And I'm selling it to you. It's not a very ideal situation from a human standpoint, to get in. There have been stories to say that, okay, this is going to happen, this is a very good use case, but at least in the real world scenario, I'm happy to hear it from your perspective as well. But I haven't seen such scenario playing out where this situation has been working out with any of our clients so far. But if there is a use case where companies feel very strong about it, yes, this can be used
but
for our
Ashok,
product.
I think, I mean, such instances do happen in any industry, but more in the IT industry where you don't really run a call center or you're not servicing through calls, right? It is a regular project review call and there are heated transactions between the customers and the vendors. Are you talking about such a situation, Ashok?
No, I'm talking about the real world situation where, say, for example, in a typical call center, right? Most of the calls that are inbound are to address some grievance, right?
Right.
In such situations, the call will easily get heated up when they get templated answers.
Right. Got it.
Understood. Ashok, are you saying something else as well?
No, I think.
Oh, okay. I think what you're saying is making sense, but even more powerful for a company standpoint.
But,
If you've done 10,
but I got the answer.
yeah, I think you were breaking up, but I got the
Got
context.
the answer, Tameesh. So you could go ahead and complete your sentence. Yeah.
No, I was just reiterating. I thought he kind of emphasized upon it that the more powerful use case is if you've done 10,000 calls and you're able to figure out what were the things that didn't go well in the call, and you're able to train people better afterwards. And is it a one-time thing, or is it a trend that this guy has been we're observing with a certain employee? Let's say there are strict no-nos in a call center conversation. If 20% of a conversations for a certain person are going in that direction, then it's a feedback that you should be giving in a structured format rather than pitching in real time. That's a more powerful use case from a company standpoint, even for a contact center or any other organization.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
Any more questions?
Let's continue with the
Sorry, I
demo.
have one more question.
Yeah.
Based on your experience, you mentioned 250 languages, and I'm assuming a fair majority of Indian languages are there as well in this?
Yes. I think all the major Indian languages.
Did you say 250 languages? I thought I saw 250.
Right. He said 250 languages, I thought.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought I saw it wrong. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Tameesh.
So based on your experience, where do you see the maturity of interpretation of Indian languages right now? How good are they as compared to English?
See, I think we've gone past that stage where linguistic capabilities are a problem right now, at least with our product, because we're not just a wrapper on top of LLMs. We've built multiple layers um, to make sure that linguistic capability, data loss during this analysis, etc., is being handled properly. And we have personally tested it on at least 7 Indian languages, 6 Indian languages with different set of clients and multiple dialects also. Hindi, I can confidently say because I understand Hindi. Uh, we've at least tested it on 8 to 10 dialects of Hindi, east to west, north to south. And we were working with a company which was selling Ayurvedic products in tier 4, tier 3 cities. Imagine the quality of Hindi that they speak, because it's all broken Hindi and multiple other languages, right? So this tool can actually understand all of that. And if certain words are missed in transmission or translation, that is still okay, because from a context standpoint, it recreates those sentences or phrases. It has that capability. Even within a same call, if you're talking in 2, 3 languages, at least till 3 languages, it is able to handle that part as well.
Okay, good to know. Thanks.
I think we have Rahul has a question.
Not a question, but to add to the point what Tameesh made, I am based out of India, and you'll be surprised how frequent non-English is being spoken there. So people are very, enthusiastic to hear an Indian language as compared to an English. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I think you could continue with the demo, Tameesh, if you have any other parts of the demo to be still shown.
I think more or less I covered what the product. Sorry.
Neera, you want to say something?
No, pardon. Sorry from my side.
Okay. So you want to talk a little bit about your customers, in the sense, uh, the customer base, the sizes of customers that are using. You don't have to give the names, but at least some profiling of your customers who are using this tool right now.
We're working with the contact centers. It's a default use case. And these contact centers are selling for insurance companies and non-insurance as well. But the ideal ICP for us is insurance debt collection, contact centers as a low-hanging fruit, because majority of the selling in these 3 industries is done through telecalls. The ratio is very high. But there are other industries, edtech. Right now, the macro factors for edtech are not aligned with them spending a lot of money on other things than sales because of funding winters, etc. for edtech. But edtech is also a very good use case. Other than these 3, 4 industries, if you go beyond, I think travel, hospitality, a few other industries, because they have a very big customer support on telecalls.
Yeah.
Right. And if we take a step back and understand who would want to use this product, apart from the fact of high dependency on contact centers, another dimension that adds flavor to this decision variable is how, or am I dealing with a high value customer or a low value customer? If it's a high value, high ticket item, I would want to understand all of these nuances. If let's say I'm selling a 100 rupees pen, and that doesn't happen on telecalls, but let's say if I'm selling a low ticket item, I would not want to get into the details of understanding the nuances of a customer, revenue opportunities, etc., etc. So considering all of these nuances, insurance, debt, and contact is a very low hanging, good sweet spot for us, India and abroad.
Sure. And you have competing products. Have you done an analysis? I'm sure you would have. How are they faring as against Fixit itself? Can you talk a little bit about competition and what is your USP?
Yeah, I think 8 billion people on this planet Earth, you think of an idea, there are already competitors existing. So you can't go with the competition. In fact, competition is good. That means you're working in something which people are thinking about, right? So competition is there. It's a competitive market. But good thing is demand is also very high. So from a competition standpoint, how we are differentiated is language support, number one, the kind of language support we are offering. On-prem solutions, um, because these competitors have spent heavily on building these models in isolation because they're not competitors. Competitors are not existing for the last 2, 3 years, maybe 4, 5 before Gen AI era. Our infra is built in such a way that these models can be deployed in a containerized form in your servers as well, right? So, and Rahul, who's just giving answer, he's also a tech lead. Um, uh, very few competitors in this space are offering that solution, right? The other few USPs are like plug and play integrations with your CRM, whether it's your custom CRM or your big brand CRM like Salesforce, HubSpot. You don't have to spend months on integration. It's just a matter of few weeks that you'll be able to integrate, provided client is interested to do it in few weeks or 2 weeks, right? So these, I think, I mean, other than that, tech is commoditized. Uh, we might have 10 different features. Competitors might have 10 different features. That's a very tactical differentiation. At a strategical level, these are the three different basic, I mean, major differentiation factors which keeps us apart.
Yeah. And what is the time end to end if someone has to implement fix it in their system, assuming all their other CRM and all the other data feed part of it is all in place? How much time does fix it implementation itself take?
It ranges from somewhere between 2 weeks to 6 weeks, depending purely on the intent of the client, because they have a lot of other things going around. So 2 weeks, 1 week, or 4 days for setting pure play setup of the product, which is admin panel, and 1.5 week for integrating with the CRMs.
Yeah. So 2 to 6 weeks. So less than 3 months, they should get used to this whole software being set up and getting used to it, deploying it, all of that, right? So they should be up to speed after 6 weeks. I'm taking maxing it out to 6 weeks. From there, another 6 weeks, they should be comfortable with the product itself.
Yeah,
It's
in fact,
intuitive that way.
some of the clients are saying instead of we using your dashboards, why don't you send this data back to CRM also? Because CRM, we're maintaining so much information. Imagine if you have this data at a lead level in the CRM itself.
Mm.
Every time I'm calling that lead again, I already have that information with me for that lead. What were the buying
Sure.
signals in the last call? What was the conversation happened in the last 3 calls? How can I restructure my conversation? Even if you ask all of that information to this, it will be able to do that, right? So yes, so 2 to 6 weeks integration. Intuitiveness, I think some of the clients are getting from the next day itself because they're asking for the data back in the CRM itself rather than relying on the dashboards.
That's cool. Any other questions from anyone else here? Otherwise, I have one last question. I thought I'll park it for the last part. My question then is about how difficult is it to find the right talent for? I'm sure you have further plans. You know, this is one version. You'll keep upgrading it, and as we have more AI features getting rolled out across the globe, what are your challenges when it comes to the right people on the job, and how are you going about it? Can you tell us something about
I think that's AI, everything can be solved. People are very hard to solve for. So that's the most difficult part. I mean, not from a tech standpoint, from a mindset standpoint, because tech at the end of the day is whether you build an AI or mobile app or cloud, etc. All of these things can be learned. These are transferable skills. Working in an early age, uncertain startup, building something that you believe in is something that we strive to work for. And how do I do that? Just making people believe in the vision and staying true, committed to what we're delivering is the only way I think people, the team that I have, if they are at 8 o'clock listening to these sessions, that means we're doing something right. That they're listening to me, which they don't have a choice anyways. They're listening to me throughout the day. So, but yeah, still figuring out, not perfected this aspect of getting people, but yeah.
Yeah, just as a piece of information, there are quite a few students who are willing to work on AI projects. So, and I think these days students are even okay to not have any compensation, but they just want to learn. I have at least come across a whole bunch like that. So I think it would be a great idea to train, and they are, fresh mold. So you can really shape them up the way you would want them to be for your organization. So I'm just suggesting that maybe that is a good place to start if you have not already started looking at such people. I'm talking not about college grads, I'm even talking about kids in the schools these days, ninth to 12th grade students are keen to do something on AI. So maybe a good place to start.
Absolutely, we're doing that. But one thing I've noticed is, again, that's my observation. I could be completely off the track. 99% of the people think they want to work, because working on a college project versus working on a actual project where you have an accountability to deliver something is completely two different worlds.
Right.
And that's why we never onboard, even if we are onboarding an intern, we pay them, because it's a respect for their time. Also, there has to be some accountability from the other person, because
That's
if
right.
there's nothing to lose, that I might be running an assembly line. People are coming and going out. So my whole time would be then spent on just figuring out who do I get next, and that's not a very healthy situation to be in. So we were exploring that part, and in fact, uh, we have a good amount of people working in that capacity as well. For me, hiring an intern is not to bring them, work with them 3 months, and then letting them go. For us, hiring an intern is whether I can see that person working with us in the long run for the next 5-10 years.
Sure.
If yes, only then we onboard an intern. Otherwise,
Sure.
it's a waste of their time. It's a waste of our time.
Yeah. Makes sense. I wish Fixit, Tameesh, you and your team, and Nupur, all of you, all the very best in this journey. In whatever way you think Applied AI Association can partner with you to elevate you further, you guys are doing a fantastic job. We went into so many technicalities in your first episode, and now we've seen the product. It looks extremely professional and very impressive. And I think you have a huge team behind you to support this. Wishing you all the best and may you grow from strength to strength. Thank you so much, Tamish. We can conclude the episode here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining.
Thanks, Gayatri. Thank you.